The moon bathed the UA dorms in its soft, silvery light. Shoto Todoroki stood by his window, his mismatched eyes reflecting the celestial glow. His gaze drifted, thoughts turning to his newest classmate Nova, and the fight with Dabi a few days before. She had recently joined their ranks, her power extraordinary, her past shrouded in pain. A tinge of sadness lingered in her eyes, a yearning for belonging. Shoto understood that yearning. He too had once felt the sting of isolation, the weight of family that cast long shadows. But the warmth of his classmates, their unwavering support, had chipped away at the ice around his heart. He wanted Nova to experience that same warmth, to feel the strength of their camaraderie. An idea sparked in his mind, a gift, a symbol of their acceptance, their shared journey as heroes in the making, a pendant crafted with the combined efforts of Class 1A, each contributing their unique abilities. With newfound determination, Shoto left his room, the moon's gentle light guiding his steps toward the common room, where his classmates were gathered. He would share his vision, and together, they would create something truly special. The common room buzzed with the usual evening energy. Kirishima and Kaminari were locked in a friendly arm wrestle, Mina and Toru giggling nearby. Izuku was deep in conversation with Iida, probably dissecting the finer points of a recent training exercise. Shoto's arrival quieted the room, his usually stoic expression softened by a gentle purpose. He explained his idea, his voice calm yet filled with conviction. He spoke of Nova, of her unspoken longing for connection, and the desire to create something meaningful, something that would represent their growing bond as a class. His words resonated with each of them. They had all felt the weight of expectation, the fear of not belonging, and they had found solace, strength, and friendship within the walls of UA. Now, they were eager to extend that same hand of friendship to Nova. How about a design symbolizing strength and resilience? Ideas began to flow like lava. Izuku, ever the strategist, proposed incorporating elements that reflected Nova's own quirk. The air crackled with excitement as a shared purpose united them. They were heroes in training, but tonight they were also artists, crafting not just a pendant, but a testament to the power of friendship. The common room transformed into a workshop of creativity. Momo materialized a delicate crystal, its shimmering under the warm lights. Shoto used his heat to shape the silver. Izuku sketched a design, a fitting emblem for Nova. Even the quieter members of the class found ways to contribute. This was the true strength of Class 1A, their unwavering support for one another. As the night deepened, the pendant began to take its final form. The moon, crafted from polished silver, seemed to shimmer with an inner light. Etched with Mina's acid and Sue's careful hands, bore the date of when they first met. But the true magic unfolded when Yuga Aoyama stepped forward, his navel laser glowing softly. With a flourish and a wink, he focused his quirk, infusing the pendant with a radiant star-like glow. It pulsed with a gentle light, mirroring the quiet strength they all saw in Nova. Ochako used her zero gravity to gently place each crystal in its spot, and Kirishima tested its durability. A collective gasp of awe filled the room as they admired their handiwork. Then it was off to friends in the support classes. Bakugo had suggested the pendant have the ability to amplify her power, so Deku talked to Mei Hatsume. It was more than just a pendant, it was a symbol of their unity, their shared journey as heroes, and their heartfelt welcome to Nova. The next morning dawned bright and clear, the sunlight streaming through the classroom windows. The events of the previous night hung in the air, a shared secret buzzing with anticipation. Shoto, usually a picture of composure, felt a flicker of nervousness. He hoped Nova would understand the depth of their feelings, the effort and care poured into creating the pendant. He snuck a glance at his classmates. Izuku was practically vibrating with excitement, his notebook filled with sketches of Nova's pendant. Ochako and Tsuyu were whispering to each other, their faces lit up with anticipation. Even Bakugo, usually a volcano of impatience, seemed to be holding back a rare smile. The classroom door opened, and Aizawa-sensei shuffled in, his usual air of exhaustion amplified by the morning light. But even he seemed to sense the charged atmosphere, his gaze lingering on the small velvet box clutched tightly in Shoto's hand. As the bell rang, signaling the start of the day, Nova walked into the classroom, her pale blue eyes lighting up as she saw her friends gathered. Momo was at the front desk talking to Mr. Aizawa. As he nods his head, he looks at Nova. Shoto stepped forward, his heart pounding in his chest. "Noelle, we have something for you." They gathered closer to the two, his voice steady but filled with emotion. He handed her the small box. Her hands were unsteady as she opened it. Inside was the crystal moon pendant, sparkling in the morning light. Engraved was the date she had joined Class 1A, a reminder of the day she found her new family. Tears welled up in Noelle's eyes as she looked at the pendant. It's beautiful. Thank you, everyone," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. Shoto's usually stoic expression softened, and he felt his own eyes grow misty. He couldn't speak anymore. "We wanted you to know that you're never alone, Nova. We're all here for you," Deku said, his voice starts cracking. Noelle couldn't hold back her tears any longer. She threw her arms around Shoto, hugging him tightly. "Thank you guys. This means so much to me," she said, her voice muffled against his shoulder. As she pulled back, she saw that Deku, Ochako, Denki, and Kirishima were all crying, their faces wet with tears. Even Bakugo, who rarely showed his emotions, was giving her a rare grin. "We're a team, Nova, always!" Tokoyami said, his voice filled with determination. Ochako nodded, wiping her tears. "You're one of us, and we'll always have your back." Denki grinned through his tears. "Yeah, you're stuck with us now." Kirishima, his eyes red, added, "You're the manliest person I know, Nova. We're lucky to have you." Nova felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't felt in a long time. She looked around at her friends, her teacher, her family, and felt a sense of belonging. "Thank you, all of you. I don't know what I'd do without you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. Suddenly, the door opened and All Might walked in, his presence commanding the room. He looked at the scene before him, a proud smile on his face. "It seems I walked in on a special moment," he said, his voice booming but gentle. The students quickly wiped their tears, trying to compose themselves. All Might stepped forward, placing a hand on Noel's shoulder. "Nova, you have a remarkable group of friends here. Cherish them, and remember, true strength comes from the bonds we share," he said, his eyes twinkling with pride. Noelle nodded, her heart swelling with emotion. "I will. All Might. Thank you," she said, her voice steady and filled with determination. As the class gathered for a big group hug, Noelle felt a sense of peace and happiness. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would never face them alone. With her friends by her side, she was ready to take on the world.